Hi, and welcome to the Manna from My Father's Hand podcast. I want to share a good word with you today to encourage you in this new year. I was thinking recently about how life can sometimes seem like a parched wasteland, and places in our lives that used to seem to have abundant water can look like a large wasteland, or other times in our life it can seem like torrential storms and experiences are ready to engulf us. So I want to encourage you that even in the midst of those times, God can use those situations to make his presence known as we cry out to him. And I want to use an image that recently spoke to my heart, and I'm going to run a video in the background of a brook running through the forest that I saw recently. Sometimes I ride the back roads in our community, and in the late fall and early winter recently, we had no snow, although we might get snow this weekend, but we hadn't had snow and we really hadn't had rain in a long time. And the ponds and streams were looking really parched as I would drive by, and I noticed it was looking rather dry recently. Well, and then we had a couple of very substantial rainstorms, and recently we had a real big one that caused some local flooding. And as I was driving by the same route that I usually take, with some ponds and brooks, I noticed they were really full to almost overflowing, and it spoke to my heart that the very things that cause us sometimes to feel like we're overwhelmed by the storms in life are the very things that the Lord will use to provide needs that we really need in the depths of our hearts, like water. If we don't have water, we can't live. And sometimes it takes a flood for that water to come at the right time. And so I want to encourage your heart with that for whatever it's worth, and let the Lord speak to you. And in this new year, there were a few scripture passages that came to my mind in thinking of these things. The first one is Isaiah 43, verse 18 to 21. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the desert and streams in the wasteland. The wild animals honor me, the jackals and the owls, because I provide water in the desert and streams in the wasteland, to give drink to my people, my chosen, the people I formed for myself, that they may proclaim my praise. And another one is Isaiah 41, verse 17 to 18. The poor and needy search for water, but there is none. Their tongues are parched with thirst. But I, the Lord, will answer them. I, the God of Israel, will not forsake them. I will make rivers flow on barren heights and springs within the valleys. I will turn the desert into pools of water and the parched ground into springs. And then finally Isaiah 44, verse 3 to 5. For I will pour water on the thirsty land and streams on the dry ground. I will pour out my spirit on your offspring and my blessing on your descendants. They will spring up like grass in a meadow, like poplar trees by flowing streams. One will say, I belong to the Lord, and another will call himself by the name of Jacob. Still another will write on his hand, the Lord's, and will take the name Israel. So I want to encourage you in that the Lord has this thing, the Lord has your life, and if you're going through a time right now of barrenness, or if there are storms going on in your life or your loved ones' lives, I pray that you can seek the Lord, look to him, and know that he will use the waters, the very waters that you thought would engulf you. He will use them to bring new life as you look to him. So God bless you today, and I hope that encouraged you. Bye-bye.